Hi, everybody. It's Fiona with Every Day is Earth Day, the podcast. And today I am starting to talk about things that my friends have requested that we talk about on Every Day is Earth Day. And today my friend Stephanie is asking about recycling, repurposing, and reducing. And yeah, we grew up in Hawaii. And recycling came along. I don't even remember when it did, but somewhere back in the last 40 years, recycling has always been a big buzzword, right? Recycle, repurpose, reduce. And as I approach the age of 50, I'd like to think that I have some additional wisdom in my life. Or not. I may not have any wisdom. I may be totally full of hooey. Who knows? But today, okay, yes, recycle, repurpose, reduce. From my interesting point of view, or lack thereof, a lot of this has to do with being present, being fully present with what you're purchasing, right? So when we look at reducing, exactly, when you're at the store, how present are you when you're actually shopping, when you're grocery shopping? Do you simply buy based on packaging, based on the food? Do you have food allergies? So a good portion of the stuff you're totally avoiding. You know, how many really refined, heavily processed products are you purchasing? And are you even considering the packaging that they're in, right? So, I mean, that's really, I mean, this was a great topic because it even brought to my awareness how unaware I am when I'm shopping. You know, we have these big bulk stores like Sam's Club and Costco, and you go, and so much is packaged in plastic, and some of it you can recycle, and some of it you can't. And are you really being present with all of that? You know, do you buy glass over plastic? Do you have a place to recycle your glass, or it's just so heavy, that it's easier to have the plastic packaging? I mean, these are all interesting angles, aren't they? I was looking at the package of dried figs. I'm really into dried figs these days, and I bought a wonderful package of dried Turkish figs from Costco, and nowhere on the package is there any sign that the packaging, once I'm finished with the contents, can I recycle it? It was the same on the bag of walnuts, and a lot of these packaged frozen foods, there's no sense of can I recycle it? So then it comes to that individual choice, do you need it, of reducing, right? Like how many pounds of figs do you need? Would it be more economical to go to, the health food store because I can buy it at the bulk bin and then I can reuse my plastic bag every time? And then you can put it in a glass jar at home. There's all sorts of kind of entanglements when it comes to recycling, repurposing, and reducing. Although recycling and reducing, I put those two together because it's it can really begin with being present when we're consuming, right? When we're purchasing. And do we need it? Do we desire it? What will it contribute? And then repurposing, yeah, it's like, okay, you have all of these egg cartons or, plastic egg cartons from Costco if you buy in bulk, um, or the cardboard ones. What, you know, additional purpose can they have? And repurposing is really great because this actually ties in with the concept of permaculture. So I have a horticulture degree from the University of Hawaii, and it was more in production because I love growing plants, and I was raised, in gardens and getting my hands dirty in the soil and harvesting fresh food, blah blah, right? Topic for another conversation. Anyway, but the concept of permaculture is you don't introduce anything into the system that only has one purpose. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? So if you introduce a chicken, right, the chicken is going to not only scratch the ground and cultivate and, get rid of bugs, it will give you fertilizer by pooping. It can give you eggs for food, etc., right? So it has more than one purpose in the system. So repurposing, yeah, you could maybe buy. I've found there's a wonderful yogurt. Yoplait is, packaging yogurt in glass jars. And these are wonderful little jars. Yes, they pile up if you eat lots of yogurt. However, when I first bought it, I looked at it and went, oh, I could reuse these. I could make fresh candles. I could use them for my shell displays. I could, use them for future chocolate mousse servings. So, yeah, so I could repurpose that packaging and it wouldn't have to go into the landfill and it wouldn't have to go anywhere. It could be a contribution to other parts of what I create in my world. So, how does it get better than that? Yeah. So, there's a lot to recycling, repurposing, reducing. It's a big conversation. And I invite you to look at how consciously aware are you? How present are you when you're shopping? And what would it take, right? What will it take for packaging to change or for repurposing to change or for all of this? And yes, there's lots of plastic, there's lots of trash. How consciously aware are people when they are disposing of their trash or of the items they can recycle? So, all of it begins at home, right? Look at your own conscious awareness when you're shopping. How present are you? And what if none of it's right and none of it's wrong? It's there for us to look at and engage with, however it works for us, right? And if we weren't leaving it all to someone else, what could we do? Look, because little by little, every day, things are contributing to changing it. Your happiness on the planet, your willingness to be present, that may spark some brilliant moment of, oh my gosh, we could do this in our community and clean it all up. There have been community beach cleanings, there have been community plastic recycling, garden building. How can you engage in your neighborhood, in your little part of the planet? Because we're all connected, and every day is Earth Day. Thank you for being on the planet.